guys, welcome to another episode of Pots, Pans, and Priscilla. Today, I had a special request. So about, I don't know how many years ago it was.
Let's call it 4.
Okay, 4 years ago, my dad requested a vegetarian gumbo. Well, I don't think you requested it that time. I just was making us gumbo, and I said, well, let me try to do a vegetarian version. And it turned out really good. So this time he asked if I would make one, and I was like, of course I will. So you're actually going to freeze some of this and take it back to Seattle with you. So it's going to travel all the way from Florida to Seattle. How amazing is that? But yeah, we're going to get this vegetarian gumbo going. So let's get cooking. The ingredients for this are going to be celery, carrots, okra, onion, red bell pepper, minced garlic, green onion, which you're just going to garnish with, and the Holy Trinity, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. Then we have our vegetable broth, Tabasco, Creole seasoning. We have a bold and a regular, Worcestershire, and then for our roux we have flour and oil. So first things first, guys, we got to get our roux made. That is going to be the most important and the most stressful part of making this gumbo, whether it's vegetarian or not. If you haven't seen my regular gumbo recipe, it is award-winning. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link posted up here above. Go check that recipe out. It's amazing. But today we're going to focus on our vegetarian gumbo. So to get us going, we're going to do 1-to-1 ratio, 1 cup of oil to 1 cup of flour. And we're just going to have that go right in our pot. So you can always test your oil to see if it's hot enough by putting some flour in there. This is the moment in which you cannot be interrupted, okay? So if you have kids, boot them out to the front yard or something. Have them go play. So you're just going to put your flour in here. This is my roux spoon. We are going to turn up our heat. And now you're just going to stir this until it looks like a very chocolate brown color. And we will show you what that looks like once we get there. Don't stop stirring. There's no bathroom breaks. There's no phone calls. No wine breaks. Nothing. You have to.
It can be tough.
You have to focus. This is focus time.
How long do we expect this to take?
It takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's going to start smoking. You will smell like a butter or like a nut flavor smell. You're going to pull it off as soon as you start smelling that, because then that's when you know it's done. And like I said, I'll show you the color that it's going to be. So here we go. Alright guys, so we are there. We're almost there. I ended up adding more flour. I can't look at you very much because I need to focus, but it's just not as, the consistency wasn't where I wanted it to be. So I did add more flour. You just never know, sometimes you do. So I'm going to say a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 cups of flour to 1 cup of oil. If you want to play around with it, you can. I would always start with less and then add more if you need to. So what I'm going to do first, once this gets exactly the way I want it, we're going to talk about this Holy Trinity a little bit. That is your bell pepper, onion, and celery. Any dish that you make that's Cajun, you're pretty much going to use that. And it's called the Holy Trinity. That's what goes in first. Now, what you do is you cut it up, and they're all the same amount. So it's like a cup of everything, but then you add an extra cup of onion to it. Okay, so you're going to add the extra cup of onion. And you're going to add that right to this roux. Okay, here we go. It's going to be a lot of sizzle. You ready? So we're going to drop the heat. Take it off. Do our onion. Mix it around. Don't stop stirring. Get it all coated. Now once you add your broth, it's going to change your color of your roux. Thank you, Dad. But whatever you started with, like this is the color that your gumbo will end up. Okay? You can put it back on the heat. Turn it to about a low heat. Not a simmer, but a low heat. Go ahead and add your broth. Like I said, for this one, we're going to do vegetable broth. Typically, you do a chicken broth. So you want to have all of this prepped ahead of time, because you don't have time to mess around with like getting things open and cutting things. Like, this has to be a meal that you are prepared to go in quick with. All right. You survived. Once you've got everybody taken care of and they're all settled down, you're going to go ahead and add your vegetables. So like I said, we have two. These are the mini sweet bell peppers. 2 of those. A package of celery. And you want it to all be kind of cut the same size. That's always, anything you do in cooking, that's what you want to do. This was 6 carrots cut up. And we're going to save the okra, so okra gets really soft. So you want to save that until later. You don't want it to get mushy in your gumbo. And then I've got 6 cloves of garlic, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're lucky enough to have a sous chef like I had today, this would be a favorite dish of yours to make. Because it's really, the prep is a lot of what goes into this dish. Because once you get it in here and you get everything going, then it's just got to sit there and get happy. The seasonings, that's going to be important. So we have our original Creole seasoning. Don't be afraid, this is not spicy. A lot of people think that Cajun food is spicy. It's supposed to have spice to it, but it's not supposed to be so spicy that you can't handle it. Like, that's not the goal. We put a little bit of the bold in. Not a lot, though. Just enough to give it some flavor.
So is bold another word for spicy?
Yeah. You know, but you don't want to make it where you can't enjoy it. The cool thing is you serve this over a bed of rice. So that takes away some of that spice as well. Tabasco, again, a little goes a long way, guys. Don't be. This is a lot of flavor in Tabasco. And then we have our Worcestershire. Now I know this is a vegetarian gumbo. There are anchovies in Worcestershire. So if you are true vegetarian, my dad's pescatarian, right? Because you still eat fish.
I don't mind having the sauce.
Yeah. So just a little Worcestershire. But like I said, if you don't want it, just leave it out. I mean, you're going to miss that flavor, but okay. We are going to let this sit on the stovetop, put the lid on it, and we'll check it in about 30 minutes to see how everything's doing. Like I said, leave it on a low heat. You're going to have that lid on it, so it's going to trap all that heat in there, but you don't want it to be boiling. I know you guys are going to ask this pot. I will link down below. It's not the exact pot, but it's pretty close. This pot was handed down to me, so I don't have the exact, I mean, it's the same brand, same pot, but supposedly they've made them different now. They're not making them with the same material, but it's going to work great for you. So I'm going to link that down below in my Amazon affiliate link, so you can head over there and purchase your pot if you're interested. I always get asked. It's great for all the soups that I make. All right, let's go ahead and put our lid on here. And there you go. You survived. All right, guys, so I went ahead and added some seasonings as we went along. That's up to you how you want to do that. You saw me add the okra. So season to taste. It's what you want to do. Once I added the okra, it took off a little bit of the spiciness because I guess I added a little too much spice for everyone's liking because we all tasted it and it was a little spicier than I was hoping for. But it's perfect now. We're going to go ahead and get our rice going and plate it up. And thank you guys so much. Thanks, Dad. I'm glad that you had me make this for you.
You bet. Man, I can't wait. Frozen bags to go.
So you're going to put it in quart bags,
and
frozen.
then put the quart bags in a gallon bag.
Okay.
Just in case there's a problem.
And he's going to fly it all the way to Seattle. So that should be fun. I'll let you guys know how that ends up. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And let me know if you make vegetarian gumbo. We'll see you next time. Bye.